I'll get you there.
Hey Chase, welcome into the channel, my man. And yeah, 185 subs. I know, it's crazy. Thank God, bro, and thank you guys. It's a beautiful feeling, and I just, I appreciate everyone here. But with that being said, I'm gonna grab a water really quick. I'll be right back, and we'll hop straight into the stream, guys. Okay? BRB. I'm back. Yeah, I know. It's actually really crazy. I can't believe we've grown this much in such a short amount of time. Honestly, guys, thank you and thank God. Whew. Sorry, I just ran up a flight of stairs. Oh. Oh. Whoa, where's the camera? Where's my camera? Oh, I forgot to turn on my camera. I'm sorry, guys.
With Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, you can pick up the tab.
All right, let's play some music really quick while we're waiting. I was hoping to try to, I don't know, find some music I can play on the stream without being penalized copyright-wise, you know? Man, it's been a long day, even though it's just started. Let's see if I can get this guy working as intended. Hold up, guys. I apologize. What's going on? Yeah, I don't even... Oh, you know what it is? No, that's on. Whoa, it's just not... I guess my camera is no longer in here? What did it... Oh, no, it's right here. Camera, NVIDIA broadcast. What's going on? There's always got to be something. Can't use that. Camera, NVIDIA broadcast. Do I have like two of these? I do. That's why. I had two OBS open. And that's why it wasn't running. Crazy. Let's deactivate it and activate it again. And there we go. It's working. It's working, ladies and gentlemen. So we can just kind of hop straight into it today. Open up Houdini. We can see me now. Yes. But let me ask you a question, chat. Do you see the Lord? Kami. Hey, Kami. He's alive! That's a great Frankenstein reference. Did I click? I did click the button. I need to... Don't look at this. Here we go. This is going to make me look really organized right now, guys. No, what did I just do? I did God, what did I do? All right, here. We're going to look really organized, guys. Really quick. Very organized folder. Watch this, guys. You're like, dang, he's so organized. And it didn't go. Come on. What do you mean? It didn't copy into there? Hi, I've been a little bit. Hey, it's Syntaxed. How's it going, man? Over on Twitch. Everyone make sure to say hi to Syntax. It's been a while since he's been here. As well as Kami. Nice to see you both back. I'm going to delete these because they're apparently in the very organized folder, but somehow they're still here on screen. I think my computer's making fun of me today for content. Oh my God. Yeah, look. What happened? Do I have that much stuff that is just like... You know, we can't get rid of the recycle bin. Whatever. We'll leave it as it is. I think they're in the folder twice. Yes, they are. They are in the folder twice. Look. Boom, boom. Shortcut 2. Shortcut 1. Yep. I don't know what happened. But, I don't think this is a good idea. Oh my God. Opens up to work on Houdini, ends up doing like 5 million other things. Where's my recycle bin? Did I delete my recycle bin? I can't find my recycle bin. It's usually up here. No. 3. Oh my gosh. Cycle bin. We gotta put that back. Holy crap. I just did the most idiotic thing you can do on stream. Live for the whole world to see. Simon Hole. Hey Simon, how's it going, man? This should be, it should be very illegal. I should have to suffer some form of penalty for this. This is just absolutely ridiculous. Okay, guys, we got rid of that. Now, for some strange reason, this is loading, so I'm assuming what it's done. Okay, it's not copying again. I was gonna be like, what sick fantasy am I a part of right now? All right, let's go. Replace. What is going on? Skip it. No! Why? Why? This is ridiculous. What is happening? Holy crap. Oh no. I don't have much time to watch streams now. A lot of stuff to do. I'm sorry to hear that, Kami. I hope it slows down a little bit for you so you can possibly get some like rest and relaxation. Divine intervention. The Lord really wants me to have this many shortcuts. Oh my God. This is what I get for trying to be organized. Simon! Simon, my man. You're hired. No, I'm joking. I'm broke right now. I can't hire nobody. Oh my God. And it's not even deleting them. Holy crap. What is happening? Delete. Delete all the things. It did. Look how many. There was 16 gigabytes of information. How is my computer not dead? How are we still alive? How are we still streaming? Even I can't help you here, he says. All right, guys. Okay, I thought this was going to take a lot longer. The recycle bin. Now we have to just... And guess what? I deleted everything. Why are you torturing the PC? Because I'm a sick, twisted person. All right, Syntax? I'm sick and twisted. I do these things intentionally. No, I don't actually. Now look, now we have everything gone, and I just wanted to put everything in a folder. Well, I hope you all are very happy with what's going on, because I definitely am not. Yeah. And now the idea is like, how do I just get one of each of these? It's like I gotta delete everything at this point. I'd have to get rid of Judah. We can't do that. This is why you use version control. This is why you... don't download Microsoft. No, this is why you pay attention to what you're doing, because I obviously have done something wrong here. Oh man, now this is the stream reorganizing my desktop. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. How's it going? This is Nazareth Studios, if you haven't noticed already by clicking on the live stream. But today we're working on organizing our desktop. I hope you have a very fun time here. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. This is the content we'll be making for the day, and for now on, I will be teaching you all how to organize your desktop. First, what you want to do is you want to copy and paste everything on your desktop several times. Oh, wait. We can not. Are you kidding me? Out of all the things that I have doubles of? I'm like trying to go through my head to figure out how I could possibly organize these without deleting all my important files. Because I like put my stuff on here. Dang it. You've done bad. Very sad, organized folder. This is what I get for trying to be whimsical. I was like, I'm just going to throw it all in a folder. It didn't work out for me, did it? All right. There's no way that I can go through each single one of these. Oh my God, this is torture. This has to be some form of sick torture that I've extended upon myself. 10 minutes in so far, so good, right? You can also select everything in the trash can and restore them. Yep. This is why you use version control. True. Technically, they're all in a folder now. Yeah, they were. Now they're everywhere that they should not be. And I have 2 of everything. So it's like, how do I grab duplicates? There's got to be some duplicate grab section. A quick way to quickly organize everything is to press Control A and then just spam. That's what I did the first time. Syntax. That's exactly what I did the first time. That's why we're here. That's why we're sad. All right, guess we find all the stuff with a 2 in it. All right, NVIDIA Broadcast 2, delete. OBS Studio 2, delete. Ocean for logo. Oh, man. Let's just find the 2s. Oh, my God. I'm sorry I'm doing this to you guys, but it must be done. There's nothing. Shortcut 3. Why is there a 3rd shortcut? This is some messed up situation that I am. All right. Do we even have JetBrains on here now? Holy crap. Could you just open the folder and explode? Oh. Simon Big Brain. This is entertaining. This is horrible. This is no way entertaining. Look at this. Oh my God. Everyone coming in right now is like, this is the best game development content ever. John Ray. Hello, John Ray. Welcome to the channel. Nice to see you in here. I'm just starting up. I have props and parts to deal with. Yeah, well, we relate a lot right now. I have a lot of parts, as you can obviously tell, to deal with at the moment. I mean, look at this. I put the parentheses. Maybe if I go like that now. Maybe if I do this. And it grabs the 2 instead of the parentheses. Hey, check it out, boys. We're doing it. Why are you so smart, Simon? Devlog 2. Well, we don't want to get rid of that one, but we definitely want to get rid of the ones with a parenthesis around them, right? This is what real game dev looks like. You're not wrong. I'm just glad everyone just finally noticed, okay? I've been doing this for several years, and no one seemed to care up until now. Desktop game development. You can also sort by time modified, which should be all the duplicates at the end. That is true. That is true. I'm excited. This is why you guys are so valuable to me. I would sit here like an idiot for hours just like, how could I fix this? Granted, I wouldn't be in this situation if I wasn't trying to look professional and organized. I just had to look professional and organized. Here we go. Delete all the things. And slowly but surely, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to a point where things are starting to look normal again. And then we can jump back into... And we can turn this into a short too, right? Watch, I'll show you guys. Right after this. Just 1 minute. We got to delete all these secondary things, right? And then I'll show you what part we can turn into a clip. Come on, give me the 2. You know, I've deleted everything, but somehow I still feel like we haven't gotten everything. Shortcut. Now we got to put in shortcut. Right, we don't need shortcut. Shortcut 3, shortcut 4, shortcut. Boom. Look, we're slowly getting there, right? We just got to find autosave blend. We don't want to get rid of that. And I think that's good. I think that's where we started. It's just not all compact, you know? Why can select all, cut and paste, and right click sort by name. That's true. But this is what I was going to do originally, guys, right here. This, and here's the clip. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show you how to organize your desktop in 2 minutes. First, you're going to want to right click on the desktop. You're going to want to make a folder. You're going to name this folder very organized, exclamation point. Organized, if I can spell, folder, exclamation points. All right, now here's a secret that you guys don't know about, but I know about. All right, you're going to grab all these and you're going to put them in here. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, you have a very organized desktop. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click the like and subscribe and tune in next time here at the channel. Right? Is that a good, is that it? Is that take? You made a game out of wallpapers and icons. I did momentarily. No, now we've made a short out of wallpapers and icons. We can click empty here. We're going to turn that into a short for everyone. Just so we can always relive this moment as we progress forward into the future of this year. Clapping, yes. Round of applause. Can I get... no, the drum roll's too late. But I feel like Simon's the guy who should do the drum roll. He just seems like he's got a good drum roll. Brrr. All right, and in the very organized folder, I forgot to mention that there was another very organized folder. We can go ahead and delete that because it's it's not needed at all. But yeah, just like that, guys, we are back at square one. And now we can finally hop into the exciting part, which is, honestly, I don't think it gets any more exciting than what just happened. If I were musically gifted, I wouldn't be making games. You know, there's got to be someone out there who's just like, for some strange reason, he's just really good at, you know, those vocal drum rolls that everyone does when like someone's unwrapping a present or there's some surprise and everyone's like, brrr. You know, there's got to be someone who's gifted enough at that where it just draws the attention of everyone around them for no reason. Make sure not to accidentally delete that folder. People do the drum roll verbally. Yeah. You've never had the joy of being surrounded by the people you hate the most doing the drum roll? Why? It's supposed to give some form of excitement. Just do the hand things like a sane person. This. You're supposed to do the drum roll with that. Watch that. See? Right? Am I right or am I right? Perfect tutorial. Thank you, Ria. Oh, it actually worked this time. Syntaxed. Why must you be so excited at my destruction? You didn't spell idiot right the first time. You're a diot. Get it right, diot. By the way, everybody, we do stream on Twitch too. Everyone complained until I finally got the chats up, and now we can all hang out and see one another. It's like waving from afar. But yeah, there is some exciting news here. Yesterday, I plugged away at this for a little bit. What's the game plan for today? Honestly, it's probably going to be a little bit boring. But the game plan is to take this a little bit further and hopefully fix this switch if statement I have here, Simon. So currently, I don't know if you knew, but we were able to find a way to plug up those little holes we have. And what is the best one that I could use? Let me open up Notepad really quick and go File. Actually, Notepad, bad seeds. Let's open these. Do you want to remove it from... The item you've selected is unavailable. No! What have I done? What have I done? Hold up. I've done something dumb. I feel like getting some tea like a true British lad. Be back in a bit. Bit it. I was thinking of biscuit and bit at the same time. Be back in a biscuit. Biscuits are small. It's like a second. Imagine the shorts gets like 1 million views. Imagine. I'm instantly big overnight. Thanks to God. And all of you fine people here in the chat. By the way, I just want to say thank you guys. Again, I know I keep saying I don't want to like talk about this or bring it up. But, you know, we are at 185 subscribers. And that's cool because, I mean, how's that not cool? We're growing. We're a growing community. You know, it was my dream to create a game that God would love, that he would cherish, and that everyone else would cherish and love too. Something he could be proud of, and that's something everyone enjoyed playing. And just seeing the amount of support here really makes me feel like I'm doing what he's calling me to do. Regardless, I would do it regardless, right? But that's the general idea. So, to answer your question, Simon, so recently, yesterday, we found a way to plug little holes, but now we have another thing where there's these big environments, right, like this one, where they get cut off, right? As you can see by the white strips, these are walls. So if I were to, shoot, how do I display this? Maybe I just unplug this, maybe, right? And then we look at this. No, we want to plug this back in. Thank you. Yeah, it's not going to play because we need some information here. But essentially, if you look at this, you'll see that if by the indications of the white tiles that these rooms would be completely separated. So I was able to plug small parts, and depending on a switch statement, which I'm still trying to fix, they will essentially find out like if it's a room that's cut into two pieces, it'll essentially just randomly select vertices in that area and reformat them so it opens up the space. Granted, we get some weird variations, but honestly, I think regardless, we'll be able to create some cool concepts with the map. Yeah, I feel like I've been talking for the last 30 minutes. Yeah, it's been 30 minutes. I've been talking for the last 30 minutes. But how's everyone doing today? How is the day going for you guys, despite this morning madness that we shortly went through? So let's go ahead. Let's try switching this to the better example. What was it? 238. Oh. So the game plan today is to, I'll be real with you guys. I think I might have to find another way to tackle this issue, because at the moment, I don't feel like I feel like there's some errors that could occur in some places. And to me, that just means that whatever I've done it wrong, and it needs to just be done better. But I also yesterday was teaching myself a little bit of Xcode, which allowed me to do a lot of things that I'm doing here on the screen. Looks like mine was called this morning. It's going by fast. Accidentally slept in. Good so far, though. That's good to hear. From what I know, Ria, you need to get some extra sleep in, you know? But yeah, let's see if this works as intended. No, see, it doesn't currently at the moment. So we have to learn. We have to find a way to fix this this if statement, Jesus, I really am not speaking well today. Selection is not a valid group. But yeah, if we were to change this to any conditions true, it would draw from this, and now we're not even drawing any. Let's see. What have we done wrong here? Selection is not a valid group. What do you mean? It's literally right there. Let's see what we have. It looks like... So the whole point of this is to delete all the small areas. But it's not even doing that. It looks like it's not even creating anything at the moment. It should be grabbing this. So we get this. It's just a lot of debugging, I guess, at this point to make sure this is perfect. But I will be saying that to this next week, upcoming week, we are going to be doing a lot of like 3D modeling. I'm thinking of splitting the stream up so I could try to work on the procedural generation a little bit. But the general idea is that whatever we have at the end of this week, I'm going to make a mock-up out of, like take this level, bring it into Blender, fix up the tiles, and make it a presentable level that people can look at and see so they get a general idea of what the platforming environment is going to look like. Granted, it's only going to be like one biome with three separate types in it, such as like a cloudy area. Jesus. Let's fix this really quick. What happened? That's what happened. So it's going to be split into 3 different segments. We're going to have like a cloudy area up here. In the middle will be like a ground area, mountains, rivers, yada, yada. And then down here is going to be like more of an underground path. And each environment within a biome is going to provide different materials that you can extract from the map that will allow you to build things in your little city. Yeah, maybe I do need to create a different solution for this, but for some strange reason, it's deleting more than it should. 45. Group instead of delete. No. Invert. No. You know what it was is I put that up because I wanted to create some more. And then we come in here, we blast this node. Let's select this. We have selection, not in a group. So this, gives us this, then delete the selected, very small parts. I wonder why this isn't working as it originally did. It's rather interesting. I was toying around with this a lot last night. I could have sworn it was working. But now it's deleting all the things. And it shouldn't be deleting the asset that's being placed. So we delete the small part. That's why right here. This should be thrown in a selection. Okay, we don't want to throw those into selection. Then we come in here, and this in particular is not being thrown into a selection. So it looks like this one is the one that's not invert results. Selection. Why aren't you grabbing? And it's just not working. That's crazy. So this node works great. And then we use another delete small parts node to essentially separate this guy from this guy. At least, okay, so it is a part of the selection now. So let's just put this at 40.2. So it is a part of the selection now. Then we come in here, and then from this, we essentially decipher how many parts are within this selection, because if there's 2 parts, I know I'm going to delete this first part and essentially come in here and do some other things, right? So if there's only 1 part, then we know that it's a mass, it's a big mass, and that we need to do a little bit more with it. Essentially what I'm getting at is if it's anything larger than the specified parameters at this point, then it's going to be either a map that's been cut into 2, or it's just, yeah, it's essentially, you know, a map cut in 2. This one gets like all the little smaller bits. But like I said, I don't think I'm handling this well at all. So we might have to delete this at some point. But we run down, we create an extraction silhouette. We use this to extrude. We create an attribute here that we place on this. And then depending on this attribute, we're switching in between the different inputs here. So if the attribute is present, then we proceed forward. We grab the groups in the WFC graph. We wrangle them together to change them to the specific name and color type. We then re-decode the entire WFC graph with the new updated names. We then merge the groups together. We do a final attribute wrangle, which I don't think is necessary. Yes, it is necessary because this is where we truly rename everything. This is where we're handling, is this the border? No, this is the like extremely small parts. So like the smaller rooms like this that we don't need, they're not necessary. We come in here and essentially get rid of those through this. And that's why we wrangle these and change the name to 0. And I believe this one, we change name, yeah. But anyways, we end up with this result. And now this room that once had no accessibility is now accessible, and we can do stuff with it. But I'm going to kind of go through the seeds today to get an idea of what I could possibly do to fix the problems or the problem childs. Because by seeing those, I'm going to see what's wrong with my code. Or not my code, but my nodes. And I guess my code, because we have some Vex code in here that we're using. But yeah, let's go through it. Start off at 100. I remember 100 being a bad result. Takes 5 years to solve the WFC. And this is what I'm really interested to see in Houdini. One, how much we can segment this into different top nodes. And here's the result. There's also some issues I've been noticing with this, where there'll be cases where it will come down, but it doesn't re-evaluate those areas. So I'm kind of looking for that too, to see if I can find them. But it looks like I've deleted my notepad with the particular seeds on them. Totally not because of this morning. But I guess today is going exactly how it should be going. All right, let's kind of change the node. Maybe I should... What is it? F. Right. So now whenever we go up the line, it'll change. And essentially that should create, you know, however many, 240 different types. Learning how to cache those out, though, to check them might be a good idea. Because I would prefer to run this, let all these things generate, and then we come back and we look at them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man? So here we get a good result. But like I said, I think it's going to be running through this a majority of the time. Actually, we didn't get a good result because if you look here, we do have an empty room. And if I really can't figure out how to fix this, I'm thinking what we could do at least, right, at least is find a way to create a teleporter of some device that would essentially move the character into this area. Right, we would pick this up somewhere else. We'd run a WFC so we could randomly spawn stuff in the tiles here, or, you know, smaller tiles. But let's look at this. So this was just one big part, but then we created a room out of it for some weird reason. Like, this looks like it should be way too big to even... that would be a cool feature, yeah. So it's gotten to the point where I'm thinking, like, well, if I can't get this to work particularly how I want it to work, then I should try to work around it and use it to my advantage. But yeah. So it grabs this one when it shouldn't really grab anything at all. In this case, we don't get anything if I move it up to 42, and we just get this. But it does give a less interesting result. I'll say that much. So who knows? We might actually just dig holes into these and add teleporters that'll bring you to these rooms. And it looks okay, so yeah. Why do you always break Houdini camera? I think it has to do with me clicking in and out of the program so much. I think that's a big problem. But yeah, it looks like we're okay so far, but I do kind of want to keep going and see if we can, one, spot any tiles that need to be generated that we haven't already, and two, last frame, first frame. This is such a fun process, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Nazareth Studios. Slowly but surely, guys. Honestly, though, I think off stream I might have to find a way to cache these out so I can just put them in a file somewhere and then load them individually and look at them. I think that's definitely something I could do. So I'm going to write that down in the handy dandy Trello app. But I am going to go through some of these a little bit and check them out. Cache out all of your procedural maps. Boom. But yeah, here, let's see if we got anything that fixed in this particular situation. So we have a small room here. First of all, let's see what we grab in this situation. I'm assuming it grabs these parts and it fills them in, right? So I think our method of grabbing like the littler rooms that we know are just not going to have anything in them, kind of pointless space, we're doing a good job of getting rid of those. But we could also use those spaces because I could check the parameter on a room, right? I can definitely check using Vex code. I can check the parameter on the room. I can even do a regular node, I believe, and then from there dictate like what could spawn in it, or create something that would tell the computer that. With that being said, as you can see here, we have a full functioning map. In some cases, we're going to get instances where we don't have much of a resource here, and that's kind of like the mystery, I guess, of it all, you know. But I don't plan on making this a game where you have to like wait for your energy to get up to explore or do anything of that nature. I'm not trying to make it a huge... It'll be a time sink, right? But I'm not trying to make it the typical time sink that you see in games that you play nowadays. By the way, Black Kuroko, thank you for following over on Twitch. I can't believe I didn't see that. Rather interesting, if you ask me. Another map, and this one looks good as well. So far, oftentimes than not, we're getting a result. Let's see what we get down here. We're not getting anything in here. We get this. Where does this go to? Since it's only one, we're obviously going to be moving down this side. And we should be doing stuff here, right? But let's see in particularly where on the map we would be doing that. Yeah, we would be adding some type of... And another thing is that I realized that although like sometimes it doesn't work perfectly as intended, it would still get some pretty cool, interesting results. Syntax said, "I'm back." Man, where did you have to run to the rainforest to get some like tea seeds or something, man? Where you been? No, I'm joking. Welcome back, Syntax. How's the tea? What type of tea did you make, my man? My friend. But yeah, another interesting result. But yeah. Yeah. I keep saying yeah a lot. Yeah. We're going to do this a couple more times to see like some issue. Something like that. I was attacked by 2 ferocious dogs. Wow, which are more like cats with more fur. So they're cats that are big. You got in a fight with a saber-toothed tiger? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Oh, man. So you have 2 cats as well, or are they actually dogs or just small? Yes, two very ferocious white saber-toothed tigers. You should have... What you need to do, man, is subdue at least one of them and put a saddle on it. So that way you can ride it into town. No one will ever mess with you again. Everyone, hey, thank you so much. Joda Lamp Sorry if I butchered that. For following. I appreciate you. How's your day going? But yeah, right at the moment, I do see that there is some instances where we're getting these side rooms. So while it might be working, right, we get this, we get that. This isn't small enough to be considered one of these aspects. And on top of that, here, I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, that these ones handle the more bigger. Lol. My English is poor, I know. I don't think I have any saddles that fit. That's why you have to handcraft your own saddles. Haven't you seen the movies where, like, there's something about crafting your own saddle that adds personality and character to it, you know? And then it connects you. It's what bonds you to the animal, man. AI jokes aside, those two puppers are huge menaces, yeah. I grew up with, like, a house full of Chihuahuas. So... I know, and I have a Jack Terrier that just so rambunctious, man. It's actually like having, you know, like a child, like a small child. He constantly wants to play, you know. And for the life of me, Lightdations, hello Lightdations. Those aren't dogs. You gonna say they're rats? Because I loved those Chihuahuas. And I would agree, they are rats. They're little rats, man, running around with sharp teeth and anger in their veins. I don't know why Chihuahuas are so angry. It's probably because they're so small that everything is considered a threat to them. That's definitely it. Sorry I joined late. You're fine, Light. You join whenever you want, man. I appreciate you being here, bro. I refuse to accept Chihuahuas as dogs. Have you ever held a Chihuahua in your hand? The other day, my fiance's family comes over, and they have a Chihuahua called Baby. And Baby is an actual baby. Like, she'll lay on her back in your arms if you hold her like this. And she's one of those dogs where if you, like, sing to her, she'll try to match your tune, and it's hilarious. It's actually really hilarious. It's kind of like a parrot. So what's going on here? I won't let those creatures touch me. My uncle has a Chihuahua when I was a kid. From personal experience, I can say no, not a real dog. And I don't know what it is with little dogs, but they're the hardest to potty train. Like, even if you feel like you have them potty trained, you have to keep like one of those pads out because you just, from my experience, you just never know. So we do create a landmass with these two in. However, they are being deleted here at this point. I don't know why. Yeah, why aren't they being maneuvered over? Let's see if the primitives in the group, starting from primitive 1, if there is, so this checks if there's any primitives in the group. So I'm saying if there is a primitive, or if there's no primitives actually in this group, and there are primitives that do not equal 0, then add them to a landmass group with a, essentially you do a negative to get the, how many are actually on the scene, because you know how arrays are. Can you play the game for 1 minute? I would play it, but it's still just, here's my very organized folder, guys. Look how organized this folder is. Not. But anyways, let me bring that up. Quick access. You know, quick access is probably going to be really messed up right now because I accessed so many files in the first 30 minutes of this stream. If you weren't here for it, I'll create a short. It was kind of funny. Just a lot of unexpected mess going on. Videos for promotion. Da da da. Game design. Let me go to my projects. No project, mobile game. Pop that bad boy in. I know some can be nice, but usually they seem crazy. Yeah, I don't know what it is. They have like a crazy gene, and they either have it or they don't. What is that? The P, what is the... What is the what? What is the what? What must you do in the game? Is there objectives? Well, in the game, you're going to be creating a city, and in order to do that, you're going to explore procedurally generated areas, platform, right? Small maps that you can gather resources from to build your little city. I'm going to have to work on the management aspect to get a better idea of how I'm going to add that into the game cycle perfectly, right? I want to make it so you have to spend some time on some of these buildings. Some of the buildings you just don't have to. Yeah, the objective is to have fun or else. I agree. If you don't have fun, your phone breaks and you have to buy a new phone. And the sad part is, Light, is that I've worked out a deal with all phone companies, and the game is on all the phones. So even if you buy a new phone and you load it up, that game is going to be there, and you have to play it. And if you don't like it, it just breaks again. You got to keep buying a phone until you like it. That's so cool. I know you're talking about the other stuff, but it just went perfectly with what I just said. But yeah, this is a game so far. Not much to it, guys. There is movement, right? You can climb down, up, jump off walls, vault, jump, double jump, and last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, you can wall jump. So not can you only climb designated walls, but walls that are not climbable, you could still use them to access areas otherwise not acceptable in the map. So yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, keep updated on the project. I'm hoping to have something a little bit more rounded out here in the summer. So let's keep on praying for that, guys, because I think one, I like the character. We're gonna have to redo the character though, because I just think he needs to have something that's more directed towards the camera. We could try to break the rig to do that, but I don't know. That movement looks great, actually. Nice work. Thank you. Yeah, for just a couple of weeks on it, I think it's good. There's still a lot to be done in regards to make it a little bit more punctual, and I really want his movement to kind of tell his story, right? But yeah, there's still a lot to do. I think I'm gonna add a locomotion system, but being on a mobile project means there's going to be some limitations, and I don't really know those limitations, so we're going to be finding them out together. So if you enjoy seeing frustration in the form of game development, make sure to join in. But yeah, this is the game so far, and as you can tell, this is a map we worked out like the first iteration. And the whole premise is that, we run left and right on these things. In here, though, I'm going to try to create some more platforms in the area to kind of fill in these blank spots, so we can just utilize as much of the map as possible. Add color and detail. Yep, that'll come eventually, but for now, we're just trying to see how far we can get with the map in a week or so. Or, well, we already been doing this for a couple of weeks, but that's what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks, right? Can you infinitely wall jump and double jump if you combine the two? I believe you cannot. right? Like if I come in here and I double, yeah, I can't even double jump right now. But you can definitely climb up the wall, which is not intended. That's something I got to work out later on, right? Vaulting is definitely something we got to fix. It is there, but it's broken, and some of it just doesn't look good. We're going to have to create some logic for the vaulting system, and also that this is something that also happens when you try to climb up on top of the wall. So yeah, there's a lot to fix, but everyone was like, what's the map going to look like? So I decided I'm going to work on the map. Amin is back in chat. How's it going, Amin? Everyone say hello, Amin. Ow. Ow. Take that back. Everyone say something else to Amin. Apparently saying hello is bad luck. I'm joking. I'm joking. Sorry, I'm a goofy guy. It's what I do. But yeah, let's see what we can do to fix this issue, because at the moment I know we're throwing these into landmass, right, guys? And so that means they're being brought over here, right? There's nothing being brought over here because anything that's not in the selection group is being deleted. In here, if the primitive count is greater than 1, then we got more than we expected, and we must delete all the prims. True. Or we should handle these a different way. I forgot how this map looks, so let's kind of check this bad boy out. I mean, it looks good. So I'm kind of happy that we've decided not to do anything at all with the map. Which I think should happen sometimes, right? But I just still feel so iffy about this entire system, which indicates to me that it's not rock solid. I can't count on it. So there's definitely still a lot of work that needs to be done in regard to connecting these small areas. But like I said, if we can't figure out a method, eventually we're just going to find a way to put some type of teleporter into these rooms, so your character just, teleports to them, right? How is going? It's going great, man. We're doing amazing. It's an excellent day. We woke up, I'm breathing, I'm happy. I get to hang out with you guys. I get to work on a passion project. So yeah, it's going great. Breed, banana breed. I think you're talking bread, banana bread. Hi, banana. Oh, little light. Little light. Yeah, this one looks good too. Let's see how this started. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of these huge gaps, but I'm thinking once we add some more variation in them to spawn things, I think the better. But at the same time, another issue that I feel we run into is that because it's such a large area, right? The variation in which things will spawn might be difficult. So there's some parameter values that we're going to have to get from these. And I think the parameters of these silhouettes can help us when figuring out that. I mean, look at this guy. He's massive. He's massive. Boom. Why is the silhouette not... That's interesting. So these don't get picked up in the silhouette. Remove outside silhouettes. I mean, I don't think it matters in regards to too much, But even right here, you know, we polyfill, we fuse, we extract the silhouette. If we don't have this, it doesn't include them. Interesting. Interesting. Are you planning on spawning the platforms with Houdini too, or just the level shape? I want to see at what I can do in Houdini, because I'll be real with you, Simon. I'm still learning a lot about Unreal, so that's why we keep it real, right? But it'll be something I'll have to experimentate with. What do you think would be a better solution to this, or the best route, I should say? Amin says, I will learn Blender geometry nodes. Nice. You know, I got a 3 shorts on that, Amin. So I know you've already watched them, but everyone spam Nazar is lit. I agree. Nazar is lit. Nawaz is lit. Thank you, Light, for the excitement you bring to the channel. Yeah, there is definitely something we're gonna have to do. Just the level shape. True. I think then, with that being said, I'll probably end up using the shape to generate them. So in Houdini, Simon, you can extract the silhouette. For instance, you can see how this map has worked itself out, right? Like these are the insides or the interiors of the map. Well, if you look here, we're kind of able to get that. And from this, most of the time, right, if it works, you can create like land masses like this. And then you can run these through another wave function collapse and essentially miniaturize the grid. So within the grid is another grid. And then inside those grids, you can add more stuff and make it so essentially at whatever name something would spawn there. So there's going to be a lot that has to go into this system, which is why I'm going to be making a mock-up for it. In Blender next week, because I think it's about time that we kind of hop back into the mechanics of the game, and just because I want to play test here in the next couple of months. So I feel in order to do that, I need a mock-up level. I need to smooth out the movement for platforming, and I definitely need to get a city management aspect in, even if it's bare bones. And then I can have some people play test it to see if they like it. To see what's good, what's not good. I'm going to have to create a questionnaire for that in particularly. Okay, so here we have 3. Make good content, be nice, and consistent. I'm trying to be nice, you know, but when you guys were making fun of me earlier for my folders, it was really hard. It was really hard. Oh, you're talking to Light. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry, I'm kind of absent-minded at time. I am #1 fan. Well, that's great, because I have a #1 fan t-shirt for you. Chase Lee says, make good content, be nice, and consistent. I agree with those sentiments. You know, like for instance here, I stream Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. PST to anywhere between 1 to 2 p.m. PST. So, you know, people genuinely know when I'm going to be on, and they know that I'm going to be on during these hours, right? So even if I'm late, maybe an hour, they still know that I'm going to be on that day. And when you're consistent, it knows they can rely on your content, which inspires them to want to support you more. So consistency is a big part of being a content creator, which is why we also have like at least one devlog, a video being dropped weekly, right? And that's primarily for the people who can't make it to the live stream. Stephen Christie. I wouldn't worry at all about the procedural genre aspect until the gameplay is refined. Yeah, I agree. I feel like I'm going to be trying to work on this subtly as I'm progressing through it, because I really do want to cement the knowledge that I'm learning on this program right now in my head, so that when I do revisit it in the future, it's not going to be like, oh, how do I do that again? I mean, granted, I feel like those questions solidify that knowledge more, but I still might be having some streams here and there where we're doing procedural generation for the day. And sadly, today is just one of those days. It's going to be kind of dull. I'm hoping we'll have a lot of chats today, because this is primarily me just going in and kind of making notes of some issues and kind of mentally taking notes on how I can handle those particular things. For instance, I don't know if you just got in here, Steven. I've developed a way to connect these rooms together, but it doesn't work 100% of the time. So my way of handling that is just by creating some teleporter that would be able to detect something given its parameter or area, and essentially spawn a teleporter somewhere in the map that takes you to that point. And then, obviously it's something that you can use both ways to get in and get out. But who knows, maybe we can use those parts as like a way to reward the character. Like it's something they look for in a map. They're really hoping they got a map where there's a breach or a room. Something like this, right? Like this looks like a semi-decent level where we can have some interesting things occurring. The real challenge, though, is trying to make all of these tile systems as organic as possible. Making sure these fill-in slots look clean, which means essentially we're going to be going into Blender and we're going to be creating or hand crafting these tiles and then bringing them in, looking at them. And then we're going to create a path system in here to load those into these specific slots. I do want to find out a way to create some variations. For instance, like right now we have a name, which is, let's say we have name 1, right? 1 is equal to, I don't know, a floor tile. And at the moment, we can only have one floor tile, literally. But I want to make it so we can have essentially a variety of these floor tiles, right? We could have 4 or 5, right? But then the question kind of expands further than that. It's like, well, how do you know which floor tile to put next to each other? You could say that we just create something that works seamlessly no matter what the case scenario is. But the primary reason of having these variations is for, I don't know, the different states in the environment within the map. I guess you could call them, I don't really want to call them biomes, because you're not like, and it's not an extreme biome like a rainforest compared to that of like a snowy mountain, right? We're in a rainforest that has a upper area, a middle area, and a lower area. So it's like, how do you blend in between those things? Of course, you could probably use objects at those contact points, but figuring all that out is going to be a bit of a struggle. Bye, I want to watch something because you don't game. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry I don't game, but I make games that people will one day game on. By floor tile, do you mean like biomes, tile sets? Similar, yeah. But it's hard to call them biomes because, for instance, let's talk about Minecraft. Well, I guess you could call the cave its own biome. There's sub-biomes within the cave biome. but I just think it gets too complicated at that point. So for our game, we'll have like we're going to start off with a rainforesty type biome. And in those biomes, there's going to be 3 separate parts. You could look at these if we were going to describe it right now. You could look at it like this. We're going to have a middle area, right? And in this area, we would have, rivers and, essentially like a ground level area where you'd have rivers and other stuff you'd expect to see on like the floor surface of this planet, right? And then you have this area, which is more like into the mountains or the hills, where you'll be like amongst the clouds, maybe even jumping on clouds, right? And then down here would be like an underground area, a cave, we would say. And in the cave, there's rocks you can get and other hard minerals. So that's what I mean by like variation in tiles, because not only do we need to calculate the rooms, we need to calculate the area in which the tiles are being placed, which means we're going to have to separate these all at some point to find that out, which is going to be a struggle, which is why I'll probably most likely create a Kickstarter at some point once we have a presentable mock-up level that I can show gameplay on. And this game has like 3 scenes or main primary scenes. And this is excluding like the menu scenes and etc. But for the 3 main scenes, we have the platformer aspect, which we're currently working on. And we have the city building scene. I want to have an infinite runner scene, but because we're on mobile, I don't know. I don't want to make this game like a large download. So it's about trying to make it so I can have like an infinite runner aspect where you can transition from, one platformer map to the next seamlessly almost. Right? You would hit this and then you'd go, like, let's say there was an opening here. You'd hit this and it would transition into a runner map and then back into a platformer. That's the idea, but it seems a little too prestigious for the mobile platform. Definitely something doable on like a Switch or a console PC, but other than that, it's kind of feels like a daydream. Might be possible, but it's going to take a lot of work. I mean, if you look at the level 80 article on the Crash Bandicoot mobile game, they used Houdini to create their levels. But it also turned out for them to be a very complicated process. It was more performant than they thought it would be. So it's really going to depend on if we can get that in. Right? It's really dependent on that. We all believe in you. Thank you. I want to believe in myself. I mean, I believe in myself. If not, I wouldn't be working on this. I'd be picking something a lot smaller to do. But I just feel like if they're not trying to do something that you feel might be a little hard to do, then what are you really doing with yourself? You have to challenge yourself constantly if you want to grow. And that's why, this is primarily about just getting better as a developer, a designer, yada yada. Thank you, Chase. I'm getting to the believe part. I have to do it, and then I'll fully believe. But let's skip to the next one. We'll check out this level that we have going on. And by the way, guys, I just want to say thank you to all those who are out there subscribing to the channel currently. I understand that there's some people out there who like to be a little bit more private about their life, and that's completely fine. But I do like to take this moment to say, like, if your profile is set to private, I won't see it when you subscribe to the channel. So With that being said, thank you so much for subscribing, and I appreciate you being here. Ah, look. Look. And right here. Right here. I don't know if this is because I'm missing that part, right? It looks like we could not even have a piece here. Let's check this out. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. I appreciate us all being here. And there is a slot here. There's a slot here. I just need to kind of figure out why it's deleting that. Is it due to my system here? Or is it because there's a lack of a tile set there? It looks like it's because it's a lack of. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I mean, we do get something here. However small it is. It's a little strange. Where's this at, guys? Right there. Yeah, and it's not like... Oh, it's plugging it up. Okay. It's plugging it up. So I think that's just there's no tile set there. Yeah. It's not a tile set. Look. Boom. So we get to open up Blender 4. This is another reason why I'm doing this, just to make sure we get all the tile sets in. So if I decide to make one or two mock-up maps that people... Because the whole idea is that you explore these areas... You do like expeditions, and then you kind of like find them on the map, and then you can enter them and play them. What I have in my head is... What? What? Blender is going to crash, and I can feel it. Well, guess what else just happened, chat? What? Oh, you know what it is? It's probably changed. Land mass. No items matching? Oh my gosh. Land. Tiles. There they are. I was about to cry. I was about to cry, guys. Let's see if I can drag this open. Boom. And let's save that as well, so we also have a reference to it. Blender is gonna crash. Blender always crashes. On Mac, from what I hear. From what I hear. Alright, let's find... First, let's get rid of this. Let's bring up paint. Tile stuff. And... If you notice here, we have ourselves... Looks like we're using this, but I don't see 5. We have 80, 65, and 80. Let's try 5. And go ahead and save all of these, or one I guess we should save. And then we're going to export these out. And make sure all visible is set. Obviously, we want to be in the right folder. This is always a thing. Combine files. Combine tiles. Combine. All right. Didn't work, so that indicates that this isn't 5, but it is 20. It is 20. Let's file, export, FBX. Do that. Reload geometry. And there you go. Boom. And it also means that this other one that we're hiding but have is 5. So let's go ahead and export that again. Export. Boom. And I think that covers all the tiles for now. We'll find out if we run into any more issues. But yeah, in cases like this, I could totally... What's going on? This is not a W moment. How the heck? Why are you here? Oh. It's because they're jumbo size and then I make them small. So they'll work. I was like, why is there a big primitive here? That's why. Why aren't you working? Skipping unrecognized parameter, FD num of analysis. Yeah, I'm just getting random errors, which is interesting, but doesn't seem to be crashing anything, which is fine. But yeah. And it's like I'm sweating over getting these working, but I realistically could just find... Because the teleporter doesn't necessarily have to be up here for you to use it, right? Like, it doesn't need to be here or here. It could... As long as there's one in here and one somewhere in this massive area, or at least somewhere on the map, that's all that matters. So finding a way to do that is going to be difficult. I think. It might be a lot less complicated than I think it's going to be, but we will find out. Let's go to the next one. 11:39 and I'm feeling fine. I can't help but praise the Lord all the time. But nowadays they want to treat it like a crime. Like I'm a bad person and I'm nothing but grime. How do you like my rhyme? You can tell me, chat, and don't feel bad if you take your time. I'm joking, by the way. Please don't unsubscribe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, like here, this works great. This works great. The only issue that I see... So one of the biggest annoyances I have with this program, right, is that originally I wanted to create a attribute wrangle here with a switch statement, right? And in this switch statement, you can select 0 or 1 or however many inputs that you could possibly have, right? What I wanted to do, and since this is a parameter you can reference a channel to, what I wanted to do was reference this here, right? I created a parameter, or I did. I exposed the parameter, and I was going to, you know, just essentially do this. Copy parameter, you know, paste the relative reference, and then whenever, you know, we ran into an issue, it would set this parameter to 1 or 2. You can't do that in Houdini, and I don't know why. Or it would be 0 or 1, right? Which is equivalent to this. But you can't do this, right? Like if I were to say, you know, has is land. I don't even know why the parameter is named has is land. But if I were to go like 1, you know, and do that, 1, you'll see that there's it's a taboo because there's no reference to this. So let's just, I guess, what is it? Int as is land equals, or it could be any int, num equals chi, right? I believe this is channel I. How close are you guys? Just wondering, because you're about the same time as myself. Close to what? Oh, in time? It's 11:42 a.m. here. I live in California. But yeah, you create the channel here. What was it? What did I create it? As land, right? Time. What is time? What is the time aspect? To get a float, use shift in parameter, turns its value, and returns its value. Time is specified in seconds, not. Maybe I can essentially. No, I can't do that. Right? Like we set it up here, and then we could say num equals 1. Right? But as you can tell, that does not change it at all, which is annoying. However, I could change this to 5 and then, print F. And then what is it? You'd have to put... Sorry, I'm still learning this stuff. Number is... And then do this and that for a int slash, was it slash n, and then in here we would just put in num. So it's similar to C++, right? And then we get our number is 5, right? But you can't set it in here. For instance, I can't go num equals 3 or 4, whatever. I can't. Num is 3. Num is 3. But why doesn't it represent that on there? Right? Number is 0. Let's do, what is this one on? Yeah. It's like, you can't do that. Not enough sources specified. Let's just put in some stuff here. Just to give index out of range is not a valid source, right? It's not a valid source, which is ridiculous. This is so much so a great source. I should be able to do this. I think it would be super useful and it's intuitive for me. I don't know why they don't allow that to happen. It is something that gets run before this code. So why they don't have that is rather interesting to me. So I had to resort to the switch if statement, which is really strange and really weird. I don't know how to use it. The logic behind it is a little obscured or maybe above my, what's the word, intelligence or pay grade, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I thought I could do that, couldn't do that. That's why we have this random thing here that is not being used, because I exposed that. This is more primarily for you to drag this into a parameter and then adjust that parameter so it can dynamically change whatever code you have in here, which is awesome. But I would also like that to influence the switch statement as well. You could probably do something with attributes, which I'll have to try at some point. Like you maybe create an attribute, and I don't know why it keeps doing that. Like, just let me have my geometry here. Can I save this? Can I save the thing? For the love of the Lord of God, can I please do it? No. But yeah, you can essentially make attributes. So I'm thinking, man, what if I base this off of the switch off an attribute? You go switch. It's like, how do you tell it that? Right? The interesting part, though, let's test another thing. Yeah, see? So this will only pass in groups that have this attribute, right? If it doesn't have the attribute, you'd think you could make it so it'll switch to 1 or something of that nature. Like if there's no primitives in this, then you would just switch over here to this because this is most likely to have that. But that didn't work as well. Nothing was working for me. And I don't know why they don't at least get the parameters from here and then decide what to funnel out here. I could probably make that an HDA, or maybe there's an HDA like that somewhere online. I don't know if you're really into Houdini and you know this program in and out, or just at least better than me, then please tell me, because I would love to have little tricks like that up my sleeve. Let's check the next one. Let's see. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, please make sure to go over to Twitter and follow me on there. It's probably someplace I'm gonna start moving around a lot on. I also have an Instagram if you want to check it out. We still have a lot to add on the Instagram at the moment. Nazareth Studios Games. Some fun concept art. As you can tell, that's why I'm talking to a professional Christian comic book artist, because I'm sure he could do stuff a lot better than this. And I just don't have time to draw all the time. Oh, and here's another instance where these two parts are too big, and this one should be the one that's working, which it is. This one works, right? But the issue here is getting this if condition to work, because there's instances where it just doesn't work. If I go all conditions false or something, it should return this one now, and we should see some changes in the map. And look like that. Look at that. We've combined them together, right? But it's just this if statement is so hard to figure out, which it shouldn't be, because if statements are like the most simplest form of logic in programming, yet the switch statements in here, or the if statements, I should say, are not. This is essentially like an if else. It's a simple switch. So finding a way to do this, number of primitives is greater than 0, right? Use this if all conditions are true. But it's just like, which one does this draw to? Can I delete the channels? I can't. Like, does it look at this and say, if the input from here is 0, then use this? Else, if the input from 0 is not, there's no primitives in here, use this. If there's nothing in both of them, just don't do anything at all. And it seems like it would be easy to do, but maybe I'm just overcomplicating this entire like if statement, and that's what we're having an issue with. So I was thinking like go into landmass, but this doesn't always work. So it says test first input. So I'm assuming it tests the first input to see if there's anything there. So if there's nothing in the first input, use the second input. I don't know, maybe that's the key. We'll find out. For instance, what are we at? 10 right now. Let's say I go to 238. Which is the level that I like the most so far. I think it's had the most interesting result when it comes to overall shape. Boop, 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 boop. Oh. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't get to go to the gym today, guys. I should have, but I didn't. It was really cold this morning. And I thought I was going to be fat today and have myself a mug. But yeah, in this instance, right, we should be doing this down here. And we've seen that all ourselves. Why am I not able to select anything? Is it because, yeah. And here we are. Boom. Just shared the stream on my new Twitter. Might get 1 or 2 more people in here. Thank you, Learning. By the way, how's it going, Ryan? What are you up to, man? How's the morning going? How is the morning going? And look, this indicates to me that, yeah, look at that. Holy moly. This is the randomness we're getting from this. And this is feeding into here or into here and kind of giving us this result. And while it looks fine, it doesn't look fine because of this, which tells me that maybe not all of these instances are being selected. No, they are. They are being selected, I think, at least. Yeah, they are all being selected, which should mean that when we're passing them in here, right, we're setting the number to something. Ryan says, all good. Went for an evening walk till a big wave got me. Had to come home, grabbed a beer, and jumped on VS for debugging still and here. Nice. That sounds like a great morning, honestly. And you're out in Jerusalem, you said, right? I really want to go visit that one day. It's like my dream. So go visit Jerusalem. Hopefully in a more peaceful state. Evening, Tel Aviv. I've been in 50 bomb shelters in 3 months. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, a lot of chaos going on right there. I'm praying for your safety, man. I am praying for your safety. Because that is no fun. I'm praying that God keeps all those he needs to keep safe. I'm leaving that entire situation in God's hand. Right? It's just such a crazy experience. But yeah, check this out, guys. We are not doing what we're supposed to be doing here. I mean, oh, you know what it is? It's because these collide. That is what it is. Look, we have that. And then we have this. And this is exactly where we're getting issues. That's where we're getting issues. But we shouldn't be. So maybe what we do before we do anything is maybe what I have to do is decode this, because it doesn't look like we're decoding it in here. We are adding these small parts into the mix. So I guess somewhere along the line, these are supposed to be seen. These aren't just gaps that you're filling in. These are actual walls. Or at least these are. So these, while they're being placed as 0, these should also be, you know, placed as whatever it is. So I want to kind of see what type of namespaces we're getting here, because we've already decoded at this point. So maybe I have to run another decode on this just to be absolutely sure. Yeah, group turn into whatever. It has its names, right? But they're not color coded, like, at all. This is all colors at this. You know, we're basing whatever we're doing here off of a color. And you'll see that when we open geometry, you'll see that there's CD red, green, blue. 0, 0. These are all set to 1, 1. So I don't know what it looks like here, but it looks like there's colors here. And then are there colors here though? There's no colors. We're just literally setting the, so maybe what we have to do is add this into this, because we're opening these up, but we still want to keep this enclosed, I'm assuming. So I guess it takes the entire part if we do it like that. Let's go back a little bit and reconnect these. Oh, that's why I'm using that, because we're using this to read the data from this, and we're essentially grouping these into here, but we need to find out how we can group all of these together. So instances like this, where we're getting, you know, no geometry where we should be getting it. Because I think by default, this should already, yeah, this is just supposed to be a flat surface. But it was before that was supposed to be a room. But now we're closing it up. So maybe, yeah, well, we already run this, right? And then we add this. And I guess instead of, let's just try doing a, I don't know. Do we do a color here? We do. But it literally does it for all of them. It gives every single color in here 1, 1. Even the zeros have a color of 1, 1. And I don't believe they're supposed to. Or they're not giving them 1, 1. Oh, if... Let's see. Going on a lunch run. I'll be back. Yeah, go enjoy your lunch, Simon. Thank you for chilling. That was my favorite part about working at a studio, is the lunches. We would like put our order in on the computer, and they would bring our lunch to us. And then at lunch, you'd go and you get your lunch, and then you would eat. But I don't know what it is. Whenever I'm game developing, I don't have much of an urge to eat. I have to like force myself to eat. I kind of just want to do something until I finish a task. And I don't want to eat or do very much at all until that's completed. And it got such to a point, like, because I was quality assurance testing, that whenever I was playing so much games, or playing the game so much, that whenever I got a chance to not play a game, I would take it. I would read a book or something, you know? And quality assurance is very competitive because everyone's fighting for bugs. I found that first. No, I found that first. I had instances like that. I was like, fine, you put it in. So it makes you look bad though, right? But I'm happy that all happened, because that's the reason why I'm here working on this now. It was a godsend experience. But yeah, in here, we're changing all the names to, there's some that are 1-1. Oh, because we're doing it to the specific group. And here we're doing this, and we're doing this to the specific group. What should be, I mean, which is interesting. Oh, we do have 1-1. Let's look for small part and kind of come down here. And yeah, we do have our colors set to what they should be. Yeah, even the stuff we don't have is set to, like, we have some zeros here. So if we were to do this again, right? So I probably have to do this to the small part. Is this Unity? No, Ryan, this is Houdini. They rhyme, right? They're near rhymes. Houdini, Unity. It's the E at the end or the Y. Shoot. So I think what we'll do is we'll create another attribute Wrangler. And what we're going to tell this bad boy is that if the name of the object is equal to 0, right? I think that's how it works. Maybe it looks like maybe it could, yeah. I think it's equals to 0. I don't think it's equal to 0. Or like in parentheses. Jesus. I think you just put 0. Let's see if I'm even doing this right. I'm gonna put in here. Let's create an int. Int I equals, or int num equals 0. And then every time we get one of these, we'll just say num plus plus, and then item count at the end once we've ran everything. Item count, right, /n, and we will put here num. We can run this. Yeah. Expecting, oh, duh, n. That's why I was supposed to put a D here. So this runs for each and every expression. That's interesting. It's like a for loop. It goes through each item. I was hoping I'd just get a solid count. But with that being said, if the name equals to that, we're going to set in here, because as we've saw, even in this area, there was some zeros. Yeah, it's got this color. So if we were to re-evaluate it, it would give it a different name, I believe. Or is white 0? I think white is 0, right? Yeah, see name 000 111, right? So these are, so the, my brain hurts. My brain hurts. So we're filling these in. So we're naming them. We're setting the name to 0. And that's because 0 is the tile room. So why don't we just add all these together? I guess it's because we do that. But why don't we just make an attribute Wrangler? Wrangler here. And place this in here. And maybe in this one, I can say if the group name is, well, this should be what? Not in a group. It's in a group here. And we're using the bounding box to select that. So maybe what I do is wait to do this. That's probably the big move here. And we don't do this at the moment. What we do is we do this. And then in the attribute Wrangler, we essentially set the name to 0 because that is going to be the tile that it is. But instead, because it looks like here, let's go ahead, come up here, go into geometry. Let's go ahead and I guess not select any points whatsoever. I don't think that's the thing. There we go. Let's grab these points just so we can read them. So in the places where there's going to be a room, let's go ahead and put the numbers on these. 173, 189. We'll see that the place that's going to have an open space to walk through is 0, 0. And the place that isn't is going to be 1, 1. So in here, we're setting this right. But in the small parts room, we're adding that into here so we have access to it. We want to set the CDs to this to 1, 1, 1. And we want to set the name to this to 1, 1. Sorry, that's underscore 1, 1, 1. Right? And then once we've done that, I don't think we need to run another attribute Wrangler. Once we've done that, if we check small parts and we come in here into the geometry, scroll down to the area, we'll see that it's now 1, 1, 1. Anything around it is 0, 0, 0. Then I think we can run this, right? And boom. Now it's fixed. We fixed it, chat. We fixed it. Make sure to like and subscribe because we fixed it. Reward me with your love. I'm joking. You don't have to like and subscribe. You need to like and subscribe. No, I'm joking. But yeah. So like I said, in this instance though, we would prefer, I'm going to go ahead so this looks a little less chaotic. We're going to switch that to that and that. Yeah. Oh boy. Uh-huh. Oh boy. We did it again. Get your keyblade, Sora. Use your keyblade. Riku. As you can tell, I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan. But yeah, we fixed it. Sweet stuff. So, whoa. Whoa. Let's go ahead and do this. and put a thingy bobber here. Redecode. Redecode tile set. Yeah, what is that? G, we get rid of that with, I guess we don't get rid of that with G. Oh yeah. Calm down, Cool Light. Or Kool-Aid. I'll start calling you Cool Light. How's it going, Doug Light? Let's expand this a little bit more so I can see these connections here. Honestly, I should, we'll just keep it how it is. Big chillin', that's great to hear. You having a good morning this morning? Did you stay up late last night? Yeah. So in this instance, I would prefer, right, if this was all conditions true, because I believe it doesn't do anything now, right? Yeah, it doesn't do anything now. All conditions false, any condition true. Let's see what happens here, because this should be getting some form of result. And that's because this is set up too high. No, too late. No, not too late. Okay. That's good. It's probably thank God that I got off when I did. By the way, guys, everyone, this is my buddy Bud Light. This is the individual I'm doing logo work for right now. So we hang out a lot off stream. So if it seems like I'm too friendly with this guy, that's probably why. 40.2. I don't know why it's not. It could be because of this. Now we delete all the things, right? It should, yeah. That's why. Then we come in here. We have this. This comes into here, deletes anything that isn't the selection. We polyfill this. We delete the group in here. We run the check. And we say, if the value, any condition is false, we'll use this. All right. Because this is false. I almost had like a figure it out moment. But I could probably, I mean, we're testing the first input regardless, right? It doesn't allow me to, like, if I add another one in here, it just doesn't work. So if there's nothing in here, if it's greater than 0, then we'll run with 1. If it's not, then we'll run with, you know, whatever we have in here. But in this case scenario, we end up getting this. And there we are. Now we have a semi-decent level. And we took that moment where we had this issue here to really run down our nodes to figure out what it is we're doing wrong. And at this point in time, it just looks like we were not doing things in the particular manner that they needed to be run. So lucky us that it was as easy as that to fix. But let's kind of go down the line or go back to 10 and go down the line and see if we run into any of those issues again. But I don't think we will. I kind of want to start managing these areas as well, because we're going to have to break this up. I'm going to have to make this a thing and then run this thing into all of these things. And then I'll have to run this into this. I wonder if I could do that. If I ran this into here, it won't break, would it? You don't think it would. You don't think it would at all. I mean, it still works, right? So now we know that we can run this first. We can come down the line, do all this extra stuff, right? In another node, and then we can pass this off to something like this, which decodes it, and then this to add the border, and then we can also, Jesus, keep grabbing all the stuff. I guess we move this up here to make them straight. However, I would prefer if we had it like this, and I just want it to look all right. Like this, and then we can load in our files to start placing the stuff. That looks a little bit better. Is it perfect? No. Looks a little cleaner though. But yeah, let's go back to 10. I'm going to use the restroom while this is loading. We'll be back and we'll, I should have just switched to 11. But I guess we'll do that when I get back. BRB. I'm back. I am back. W. That's true. Hey, check it out. Did this one run the right side? It did run the right side. Yes. 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 So we've opened up the borders on this. And now when we run through, we're doing the thing. Cool. Let's go to the next one. Slow but surely, chat. Slow but surely. I know this is a slow process, but that's just a part of the development process. A lot of y'all out there know. I know there's some people in here just beginning who are getting over that frustration maybe of running through error and error and error, but a lot of these things are just slamming your head against a wall until it works. Or just brute force. Amin, I'm back, he says. Welcome back, Amin. Root beer. No need to fear, the root beer is near. And here, let's see. We use the right side, which indicates to me that, yeah, I mean, I think this level looks fine as it was, but did it not end up using this, I'm assuming? It didn't. Why didn't it end up using the left side? Interesting. Nothing got placed in selection, I'm assuming. We have not in a group. There's nothing in a selection, which is I'm not in my PC. Are you on your mobile device? Your mobile phone? But yeah. Nothing's in a group. Then we come here. And, you know, this should be, I guess, because these are like the same exact size. It's not deleting them, nor is it differentiating between them. Right? So, it's running and essentially creates this, which is fine. All right, let's run the next one. No, it's Unreal. You're not in your PC, but you're on Unreal. Am I being played on Unreal? The website? If so, hi Unreal. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel Nazareth Studios. Come hang out with us. We're having a blast over here. Just doing some procedural generation. In Houdini until we get into Unreal. Come on, you. Let's get in close. Let's grab something. Press H. Yeah, I have to redo 5 hours of work because something I moved at the last minute. Oh man, did your like system shut down? Or not your system, but the software essentially? I hate when that happens. But you know, as a glimmer of hope, John, typically when that does happen to me, I end up finding either a better solution or I end up refining. Well, there's kind of three: better solution, finding a really, you know, solidifying that knowledge that I learned, or I come up with something even better. Right? A different idea. But yeah, as you can see here, we have a continent. These black areas, this is where the rooms are. We have a continent here that is in between both of these parts. And it looks like we end up cutting in those to create a hole in between them. So it's an entire map together. Although the one issue I could see is someone just falling infinitely down and just being like, no. So we're gonna have to make some mechanics based on the level design to help the player maneuver through the map. And maybe, you know, once you get to a certain part, unless you do things, you can't. Yeah. We'll see what happens. We'll figure it out. I got a couple ideas in mind, but I really have to get to the GDD document. I just haven't because there's so much crazy stuff going on here, right? What is wrong at John Ray? Your name is John Ray? That's JR. That's my initials backwards. I'm RJ, you're JR. Come on, fix. I like how H works sometimes. Control H, maybe? I don't know. H. Alt H. Sometimes it works. H. Sometimes it doesn't. So let's see what's happening here. I have a feeling that it's doing the same thing. No, it's not. But we do have a little room over here. And let's get... Good stuff. Imagine I accidentally click play. I need to save just in case I do that, because it's going to be like bleh, 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 and I don't feel like I'll ever be able to unpause it. So we'll literally have to sit here for like an hour or so just waiting for all these to load up to 240. And if looping was on, every game dev dream to make his own game engine. I want to make... You know, honestly, that's a tough one for me because game engines take a lot of time to work on. And personally, I'd prefer to just make games. Right? That's like my thing. I just want to make a game. Game engines take years and years to create. If a game takes a long time to make, imagine how long it'll take for, you know, a game engine to make. Hey, we closed up some stuff here, or it looks like those were never closed, or those were just... So this is just a universally good map. I like this map. I'm gonna write this down. This is... what is this? Seed 14. We have 14, 238. We're just gonna write down some winners. Mean says I make games as a hobby. Yeah, you prefer to do like bot stuff or work with AI. Have you ever done anything with neural networks? I mean, neural network is your net worth. And in this area, it looks like we had, so it looks like we had some closures here, but in our software, we grabbed this area, which was essentially from this. I mean, personally, I like this side more. So maybe I put a switch in here that's like, yo, I can turn on and off the rooms, right? Essentially, that's like the idea. Like if like when I'm messing with this in Unreal, yeah, let's add this little note here in here. Create a switch that turns on and off cutting. And the reason why I like this method, right, is because it's random, right? Which procedural generation feels like it's random to me, right? So it's just adding more randomness on top of the already random aspects we have. So we just don't want to get too crazy because at some point that means that we're going to have less control of the system. So it's all in my head about doing what you can without overdoing it, right? We have this little dot here, which means that we got rid of it over here. Yep. Like all these little, which is interesting. I don't know why it got these parts, but that's fine. It ends up working for our benefit, I guess. Even though these aren't rooms, really. Oh, actually, they are rooms. They just get plugged. Oh, well. Like, that works fine. Usually in 3D software, or wait. No, I prefer software engineering or web apps using Python. True. John Ray, usually in 3D software, a glitch hits that just not recoverable. Locks itself somehow. True. You know, there's what software are you using? Are you using Blender? Because there is like a recovery. There's an ability to recover your last crash file. Right? Like if you go into Blender and you go to File, you can click Recover. You can do autosave, and you know, it's what? January 12th. I have stuff from the 5th here. It even has today at 12:34, right? So, you know. And here we are. We have another variation that looks right by me. We just keep getting consistent maps. So I think I've really fixed the if statement. I think I've added some. I think the big thing though is switching when we decoded everything. I think that was the biggest part of all of this, demystifying all that we're currently going through. Are you excited for your 200 subs? Yeah, I'm going to give a big shout out at 200 subs. At 1,000 though, I think I'm going to start thinking about doing a giveaway. I want to do a giveaway at 1,000. But it just depends on how much cash I have at the time, because the stuff I want to give away are rather expensive, and I don't know if I would have the funds to do that at just 1,000 subs. But, you know, in the off chance things just get crazy and we get more than that and like that, you know, that'd be another thing. All right, so here is an issue map where, you know, we don't have any accessibility. So it's like, how do we handle these situations? You know, looking at this now, if we go into Paint, right? Let's just Control, print screen, and go ahead and let's do File New, post this in here. And what about Game Jam that you said the last year? Yeah, we will do eventually a Game Jam. We will have some form. I'll be making it like Christian inspired though, to keep it kind of in, you know, or maybe not. It just depends. I'll probably leave that to the developer. I'll leave that to the developer maybe. We'll have to discuss it more when we get a bigger community. But right now, like with the individuals we have in the Discord, I don't think we would have enough people to actually have a game jam. So in the future, I will run a poll to see if anybody's interested. And that's how we can maybe do the giveaway, is by having a game jam where if you win, you get the things. But I'd have to have a series of judges, because something like that, if there's a big giveaway with a big item, I don't want to just leave it to my decision, because I think people might feel like that could be a little unfair or biased or whatever it is. So we'd have to have a couple of judges too, in my opinion. But looking at the map we have right here, this is just one of those problem maps where the things that we thought of didn't work. So in these case scenarios, I'm thinking that we make some form of teleporter, you know, some form of teleporter or an entryway that when entered through will take you to an area, you know. But in this particular case, we have what? We have 1, 2, and 3 instances where we have secluded. Did I spell that right, chat? Secluded rooms. right? So that would mean that this little teleporter that we have, like if we just had one room, and this is exactly what I was thinking of when I was thinking about the teleporter. I was like, what if there's more than one room? So if we have this teleporter, and it's connected to one room, we could essentially say, like, hey, there's 3 rooms that are separate, right? There's 3 secluded rooms, and therefore we need, 3 groups of teleporters. And what I mean by groups is that, there's an entrance or I guess you could say entrances. There's 2 entrances, because entering both of them will take you to and fro between each teleporter. However, I feel like that could be a little convoluted, and we'd have a map with, like, bear in mind, I want to make it like, let's say, for instance, it's like about the teleporter that we want to use as well. If we want to keep it organic and have it mixed in with the environment, if we have a room that's below a certain level, right? Like here's our air level, and I'll indicate that with blue, and I guess, oh, no, yeah, we'll indicate that with blue and this with red. We're going to want this somewhere on the ground level, right? We're going to want this somewhere on the ground level, because if we want to involve it into the environment, what we do is we take this whatever entrance we have, and maybe we turn it into a cave of some sort. Sorry. And forgive my mouse drawing skills. The cave. It's a cave, guys. Look at that beautiful cave, right? There's a cave, and you enter into the cave, and it brings you into one of the said rooms. But we'd have to have 3 of those, and that would take up a lot of space probably on this map. So I'm thinking, because that's 3 entrances we'd have to plot on here. Granted, we could do that, but it would take away a lot of like space, or essentially from the data pool that is allowed for us to drop materials here. So doing this would mean we'd have less materials. But we could also make one singular entrance and then have all these other ones connect via themselves. Like there would be this in here, but there would be, a mine in here that would then link to this one, so on and so forth, right? And then obviously entering how you exited, or entering how you entered, will get you back to where you need to go. And then back here. Maybe we do, like, for this one, like if we were to have something like this, we would do like a cloud. And when you jump through the cloud, it will like bring you above the cloud, and you'd be walking around on the surface. I don't know. But that's going to take a lot of logic to figure out. But yeah, for these instances, I think we're going to use teleporters to really try to utilize these maps as well. But they're going to be interesting to handle, and I think they're nice to have because it adds to the exploration part. Sure, it's going to be a pain in the butt to get one, but it's going to be what rewards the player or excites the player when they get a good one. Or why not making polls on Discord to make members choose the Game Jam theme? We could do that. I'm probably going to have a poll to see if people want to do a Game Jam when the time comes. But other than that, if we were to have a Game Jam, I would probably have the theme discussed amongst me and the other people that I am going to be having as judges in this case scenario. But we could also do a poll as well. So there's that. Let's go to the next map. And it's already 12:42. What to do? It's already 12:42. What to do? It's 12:42. But yeah, that's the general idea that we're going to be doing to handle this particular situation. Let me know if you like this or if you have any suggestions about all of this. Maybe I'll put these little things in a short as well for people to watch so they can look at this and find a way to interact with the content in a fun way. And who knows, maybe something that you think of might appear in the game. Although there's got to be something I can do to give back to people like that, like write their name down and give them some special in-game content. This is a great map. I like this map. I think we write this down because it'll give us a chance to one, it's a pretty decent map, and two, it'll give us a chance to kind of really play with the limitations of how we spawn things in, because there's a big room we have here, another big room, and so on and so forth. So what is this? 18. But yeah, so far I haven't seen any like really bad I haven't seen anything particularly bad with what we've gotten so far. By the way, if you need any help, Discord between us. Yeah, sounds great. Thank you, Amin. And I have to go. Good luck. I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you for stopping by. It was a pleasure to see you again, and I'm glad that your computer is finally up and running. Or if you're not on your computer, I hope that you get that up and running as soon as possible. Have a good night, man. I really love airy vibes, guys. Just like music that's like, wow. You know, like instruments have reverb to them, maybe. I just love that echoiness. It's like a wave rolling over your soul and slowly moving up and down. It's really nice and vibrant. Yeah, this is another map that I like. I'm actually get kind of happy with what we've done here. Now it's about getting I don't know how, but what we're going to have to do is get one, we're going to have to get all the surface levels to spawn stuff. Two, we're going to have to get two things. And I'm going to actually file save as, let's save this as, first of all, we probably want to go into Nazareth Studios. I'm just going to put GDD just for like game design document ideas. Teleportation between rooms, right? I'll probably have to draw this a little better. Apparently I wanted to rhyme there. It just wouldn't have worked. But yeah, so another thing I want to consider right now is one, let's just take a quick, I'll use this snipping tool because it looks cleaner, right? So let's go ahead and grab this and put it in here. They have to have a button to automatically like snap these things. So I'm going to drag this out a bit. And yes, I use paint. I don't know. People find it funny. They're like, dude, I can't believe you use paint. It's quick to open. It's quick to like throw stuff down and just be like, boop, 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 But yeah, one thing we're going to have to get are these surface areas, right? Because one, we want to spawn objects on surface areas. Right. And I guess I'll use blue as a way to indicate like we also want to grab. That's not a good color. Let's do green, or we could do yellow. Yellow looks really nice against that gradient. Equals Wow, that's just bad, ain't it? Equals wall surfaces to spawn on. So we're going to want to grab wall areas so we can spawn things on here. There's going to be a lot of spawning, just so you all know. So like trying to figure out how I'm going to handle this is going to be a big decision, like there's going to have to be a lot that goes into it. Because I have to literally mark all of these right now so I don't miscommunicate anything. I don't believe we're going to have to spawn anything on the walls or the ceiling, sorry. But, you know, we're definitely going to want to grab the walls, right? So let's go ahead and mark these really quick because I'm sure we all want to get on with their lives. But in my head, we're going to want to grab these walls so we can maybe spawn climbable objects on them, right? Jesus, there's going to be a lot of stuff that I have to do. But yeah. Joda Lamp, I need to go because it's late here. Bye. Thank you, Joda Lamp, for showing up. You have an excellent night, and I pray that you have an excellent sleep. We'll see you next time here on the channel. It'll be Monday. I take the weekends off, so I'll see you Monday, man. Or ma'am. Whatever one it is. Have a good one. So we're going to want to grab these. But another thing that we're going to have to grab, guys, is all this surface area. Because in these surface areas, we are going to want to get, I don't know. We're going to want to get essentially, sorry. I'll try to make this, I wish there was a transparency feature on here. That would make this easier. We could definitely do green. Oh. Can I add to this? No, I can't. But yeah, we're going to want to grab like all the surface area that we possibly can. And you can't do that. So let's just fill. Huh. Let's just go ahead and use this to kind of indicate that. And I guess maybe we drop. This is why you don't use paint. I should have thought about that before I picked it up or opened it up. I can always clear in between the lines. But the idea that I want to give future me here is that these are the things we want to get a hold of, because these are all the areas we're going to spawn things in. And then I can kind of further discuss what would be spawned in these areas. Yeah. I mean, we could probably even do subtiles for the platforms and then, you know, do the props after that. But let's go ahead and write this down. It's not close enough. There. Equals. Let's do, what would we call it? These are walls. These are floors. Background surface to spawn on, right? And this would include like platforms, primarily platforms. But I think what we'll have to do is, yeah, I should number these. And I should use a color, maybe orange. We'll do this. And then after we do that, why is this red? Why did I do that? Why did I do this? 1, and I guess we can call these both. Sorry. 2. We could probably do both of these at the same time, but I'm sure what we're going to want to do is build whatever we're doing here on the background surface first, and we're going to have to experiment with that in the future date. But essentially, we're going to create platforms here, you know, boo, 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 you know, platforms. And then we can grab more, you know, wall and floor surfaces. And I should probably put floor here, but I'm too lazy. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I realized how dumb I am, and I probably have to do that. Or else I'll be like, surface? What do I mean, surface? What do I mean? And that is just something we don't want to have right now. So let's just do floor. Floor area. Floor areas to spawn on. And let's move this over. And just file and save. Save as the spawning areas and from first to last. I don't know. But yeah. I feel like that kind of discusses what we're going to do here. And I can use that in the future video. But yeah. Yeah. Let's go to the next one. And essentially by looking at these and taking time to just reflect on them, it's allowing me to kind of look at this through a different lens, right? And that's a big part about, I feel, solo developing, is that we have to find a way to kind of learn how to shut on and turn on, or shut off and turn on parts of our brain, right? Sure, we could think of things universally, but if you're really trying to pour your heart and soul into something, you know, you give your 120%. So it's really about doing something 100% and then switching gears, doing that 100%. But with that being said, you know, after creating all this, I'm looking at it through a new lens. I'm not looking at it from a perspective of things I need to fix. I'm looking at it from a level design / game design perspective. And this one I kind of like too. There's a lot of interesting things going on, I feel like, in the map. It's got like a nice balance to it. So we're going to write that down. Because I'll probably want to make a couple of mock-ups in the future just to really showcase maybe the idea of like the expedition part. So, yeah. But we're probably going to have to go back in time to that one frame, to that one map, so we can drag that in and try to find a way to add the teleportation feature. But it's like, how do we communicate that? Like, if we need that in here, it's a pretty hard thing to communicate around in Houdini. Here we go. Here's a good, I'm going to write this down because this will test. We can use this. Test teleportation. Right? And in this particular map, we can test, like, for an instance, you remember when I was talking about 3, like if we have 3 rooms in like the particular case, where is it? Let me go ahead and grab it. Boop. That way we can talk about this. Game design. No, that's not the one. I should get rid of that one though. It takes up a lot of space. GDD. So right here, guys. Boom. So in this particular case, and that's on frame 17. So let me write that down as well really quick before I talk about this. Seed tests. All right. So this will be nice because in this particular situation, we have 3 sub-separate rooms that are going to be located in the underground area. And because it's in the underground area, We want to have the entrance to be maybe a cave, so it fits in with the environment and it feels organic and it feels like it belongs, right? Um, then not only that, but we want to find out if it's what method is preferable. Do we have like three pairs of, since we have three secluded rooms, we have three pairs of maybe cave entrances and each one will enter. Or we can have like this dungeon exploring aspect where one entrance will lead you into a multitude of rooms of things. And when someone enters these, they don't know how many they're going to get, right? But who knows? I might add a feature where someone could look at the map from afar. Like they go like this and then you can click it and they go in. Because then they can kind of see what they have to loot for so they can maximize everything. We'll figure that out at a later date. What feels more like would initiate that feeling. But for now, this is a good test for a scenario where we have three rooms. We could either do three pairs or we can do one pair that leads into multiple rooms. Let's go to the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, because this one, I don't even know what it's deleted. So it looks like it hasn't deleted anything. What did it get here? You think it would grab this and cut into it. Let's find out. Yeah, it grabbed this one. Did this. Which way did it go? Okay. So it went here. It went this route because there was indeed one in here. And in here, it didn't have any. Okay. Fair enough. I'm not going to sweat over the little details. Let's just move on. Because at the end of the day, thinking about it now, you know, maybe having these rooms could play to my advantage and create some interesting encounters or events even. By the way, thank you all for being here. If you haven't already, please make sure to click the like and subscribe button. It helps out a lot. And, you know, I'm hoping to do a lot of cool things on this channel. So if you're interested in seeing what that could possibly mean, click the like and sub button. Oh, hey, check it out. This one, I don't know if I like the look of it, but I do want to try something like this out because of this. Right? There's no real breakaways. Like, of course, we have these bigger land masses, right, that the player could probably navigate on. But what if, you know, someone were to fall off, they would just, you know, they'd fall. There's nothing you can do. Right? There's nothing you can, I mean, I could probably write a mechanic that allows you to float down, right? That's something I could do. So you have something to do. But with that being said, yeah, I think it'll be interesting to test out like what happens if we were to come in here and add platforms. Use this as a good test scenario to do some extra stuff. And if you have worked on procedural generation like this before, please let me know your experience on it, maybe how you tested your levels, and let me know if there's anything I could probably consider to make it an overall better experience for myself. You know, make more use out of my time. If you're watching this from the future, just leave a comment on the video and I'll get to it. I get to all of them. Hmm. Jesus, these really do take long, huh, Lord? That might be an issue for us. I wonder if there's any way to make that quicker. But yeah, I like this level too. This just got a cool look to it, in my opinion. But I already have like so many on my list. I guess I could add one more. Guess I could add one more to the list. But at some point, we're going to have to be like, okay, that's way too many. But point is we got some interesting results. The only thing that I think is going to separate these results in the future is having a level of procedural generation, which is going to be nice when it comes to spawning in the meshes, spawning in the platforms, so on and so forth. Stephen Christie, WFC is not a good choice for speed. Really? I mean, I guess I could always hide it behind a loading screen. When it comes to speed, what is a better choice that I could essentially do with this, though, to generate like the same results almost? By the way, sorry, there is a dump truck currently cleaning or dumping our cans outside, so if you can hear that, I apologize. Like a 9-9. Someone's yelling at me. Let's see what they're yelling at me for. All right. Yeah, let's go to the next one. I just wanted to check to see if there was any discrepancies with the geometry like we had in the past, but it looks like everything's fixed, and I only say that because from past experience, it's like automatically noticeable. One, you will see like a break in the number counting. Oh. I'm assuming some of these might be a little bit more difficult. Let's look. Best procedural generation for speed in games. A lot of it is just wave function collapse. Oh, hey. Thought I saw something wrong up there. But yeah. Doesn't look to be like there's much problems going on here in this particular instance. So that's good news. That is good news. I've heard these songs probably about 1,000 times and they never get old, and it's probably because I'm working while I'm listening. But we're definitely gonna have to switch up the playlist, guys, at some point. I will not try. I have not tried to solve a problem like that before, but I will see if I can. Ooh, okay, let me know what you get if you're interested in sharing. Yeah, this is an interesting map, but it's getting to the point where I'm like, yeah, everything seems to be in order. There doesn't seem to be like any particular issues with the tiling. I feel like everything has been done pretty well already. I'm going to go over a little bit more and we'll go from there. Since it's 1 o'clock, I might call the stream a little bit early because I kind of want to make some shorts for the channel. Several shorts, 2 or 3. Um, just to try out some different content that maybe you guys might like to engage with. And by the way, if you guys ever have like a critique about my videos, if you don't like something, please let me know. You know, I feel like I'm a game developer slash designer first and an editor last. So when it comes to editing films and coming up with interesting ways to make a video, I feel like there's still a lot I can learn. So if you could gracefully, big word, gracefully tell me in the comment section in any video, I would love to hear your opinion on it. But yeah, I'll leave it at that. And I just don't see I think we have a lot of good variation here. There's not many instances where we would have to create a room, which is kind of frustrating because it's like if let's say I had a system where I clicked somewhere and it loaded a bunch of maps. One, you would have to wait for those maps to load. One thing I could do is put that on a thread, and while the character is like moving around, it will explore those things. So essentially it's slowly generating those maps while the player's running around doing other things, which is a possibility, I think. I don't know if I want to bog down the system too much. We could try it in the future to see, because if we do that, it might be good with one level. We might be able to do multiple levels. I don't know. But that is one way to handle the situation. I'm only scared because I heard that Unreal's threading, at least I think when it comes to their threading system when it comes to rendering things might be a little wonky, but that's something to explore in the future. Yeah, this looks all right too. Very open, if you ask me. Feels like there would be a lot of open spaces and platforms that we would have to involve in here. So I'm going to actually take this one and do that as well. I should have gone in and particularly titled what type of overall environment it is. So when I want to test these things in the future, I can kind of just load them up and figure them out. But there's going to be a lot of experimentation on this channel. So if you like experimentation, join the nation, the Nazareth Nation, okay? Click that like and sub button. Anyways, yeah, guys, I'm thinking eventually of having some merch. I actually have a shirt. I'll show y'all. If I can find it. All right, guys. Oh, it's folded inside out. Sorry. So, this is my shirt that I created, right? But I'm thinking something on the lines like this, right? See if we can get a better look, right? This is the front. This is the back. I don't know if you can see that well. But at a certain point, I'm going to start selling merch maybe. So if you're interested in a shirt, or if you're interested in a hat, you know, make sure to join the Discord. And maybe I'll have like a little category there for people to chat in about it. But I also want to have some stuff with maybe like Judah on it. But I wanted something a little bit mature for anyone out there who may be interested in something a little bit more subtle. Yeah, this looks great. I kind of want to see how this one works. Okay. It didn't. Did it grab anything over here? It did. Which allowed it to dig into here. So there's some values I could change in here, but if I were to change them, it would, you know, change the way this all loads. So every time I did it, let's try it actually. Oh, it changes like instantly, right? That's sick. I didn't know it did that. Maybe I can use that to move platforms around, scare people. They're like, why is this happening to me? But yeah, let's get this back to 50. That's cool. I didn't know that was particularly instant. So it looks like the only annoying part is this. Or is it this? We'll find out at a later date, though. Shirt looks good. Thank you. Yeah, and I feel like it's nice and subtle. It isn't too loud. And to be quite frank, that's kind of how I am. As someone, I don't like wearing like super... I mean, I'll wear bright colored shirts and like yellow or like a light yellow, light blue, stuff like that. But I feel like it's a nice shirt that everyone could possibly want. Probably put supporter somewhere on it. So if anyone's interested, because I do think it's probably good to start talking about this stuff now. And when I get a hat, I'm going to make a hat soon. I'll show you guys and you can let me know what you think about it. This came out nice as well. Yeah, that would mean that this is actually not the hard part. The hard part is this part. This one's the one that takes a long time to do. I mean, I could try changing the number of solved attempts just to see what that does. It's also because we're generating something that's, what, 64 by 16? Or it's 48 by 16. You think having one number of solve attempts would make this quicker, but it looks like it's the same amount of time. I mean, it's not bad, but it looks like it literally is the same amount of time. I feel like the pattern search size is something, if I remember, I don't want to mess with, because it's the higher this is, the more accurate to the texture or the pattern that I've drawn on a like little texture. Right? Hold up. The neighbors are moving. They're making a bunch of noise. I thought someone else was moving around in the house. But yeah, this looks good. But with that being said, since we've kind of finished all the things I want to do with this in particularly, I think I might call it because I want to start working on some shorts. I'm actually surprised I was able to fix those things that quick. What do you guys think? You want me to stay on longer? You want a longer stream? Who knows? I might even start editing videos on here. I'm just a little shy when it comes to things I'm not good at. That's interesting. I do like this map. A lot of open space. These are like one of those, yeah. What is this, 31? I'm gonna write this one down. Open space. Probably put open sesame. Try one or two more, and then we'll call it. You made good progress today. Yeah, I did. I discussed some design aspects for the game. We had a fun little entrance. I was quickly able to get one of the thing working. It just turns out all I had to do was change where I was decoding all this stuff out, and just worked in a snap. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, I'm going to try not to do that or this that much, because I do promise to stream anywhere between 1 to 2 p.m. And it's 1:20. But, you know, just trying to build a relation with you guys here. So that involves hanging out and chatting. But who knows? Sometimes a short stream is good. But I feel like we kind of did the things we needed to do today in Houdini. The next stream is going to be a lot longer because it's going to be a lot of art. I'm going to have to start off in Miro, grabbing some reference. So with that being said, guys, if you're not in the Discord, please join the Discord. I'm going to create some suggestions. That way, if you have some ideas for how you think the world, like you want the world to look style-wise, you can place them there. Ultimately, I will dictate how it looks, but I think it would be nice to get some suggestions as well. Yeah, it sounds fun. And you can even draw this stuff up, or if you want to 3D model something for it, you can do that too. But either one is great. Other than that, I'm going to call it. It is 1:22 p.m. And I think we left at a good start. We've done a lot this week. We started off and we had, just a bare minimum project where it was just spawning in the rooms. We were able to find out how to delete some of the smaller rooms. We found a way to open up bigger rooms, and we've kind of come up with a way to handle instances like this, where there's, multiple rooms that are kind of enclosed, but still in the map. But yeah, next week we're going to be doing a lot of modeling and just grabbing reference. We're going to try to create a mock-up level so I can test mechanics in it once I've tested them in a block out level, and go from there. But anyways, thank you all for being here. You guys were an excellent audience today. It was really fun having you around. I'm going to have some shorts up here either by today or tomorrow, and there's going to be a devlog that drops on Sunday. So if you haven't already, make sure to click the like and subscribe button for all those things. Oh, and if you really feel inclined, click that notification bell as well, because it tells you whenever I'm on or whenever I've dropped some content. But other than that, guys, I'm going to head out for the day. Thank you all so much for being here. But until next time, God bless, peace out, and Jesus loves you. Bye.